did you appear in court today with cuffs and in the back of a police car?
I'm sorry?
Did you show up to court today in a police car and in cuffs?
No, sir.
And when was this charges accumulated?
Right after I was booked, sir.
The date, sir.
7:30, sir.
Of what year?
2019.
And what's today's date?
Today is the 2nd, sir, of August, 2019.
That doesn't seem like a lot of years to me.
What you don't understand, though, is logistically, you know, the way our prison system is set up, the max time is, you know, 1,000 seconds, okay? And that's what they gave me, Your Honor.
That just seems like a time where you could work out to me.
Seems like a very biased opinion, Your Honor.
Objection, Your Honor.
I don't want to hear you talk anymore. Only Hank can do objections.
Objection!
Hank, you object? You can leave the courtroom now. Hank, you can speak.
All right, Your Honor and jury. So, the police department's final statement here stated that the equipment that my defendant, I guess, whatever you want to call this guy, I've kind of given up at this moment in time, but, you know, he was given a machete to do the work with. That's not his fault. That's all that was supplied to him by the employer. The employer is unable to be present at this time. And pretty much all there is for it is that the machete.
I do have one question.
Yes, Your Honor.
How was the machete kept?
It was kept in a case, Your Honor. It was kept in a sleeve.
No, sir.
In a sheath, I guess it would be considered.
Your Honor, can I speak?
You've already made your
And
final statement, sir.
where in the vehicle was it located?
Speak to me, officer.
It was
Your
in the
Honor.
back seat, sir.
I'm
It was
asking.
located
It was
in the back seat, Your Honor.
in the back. Do you not think that machete should be kept in, say, a trunk?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. The trunk latch on his car is broke because he's poor and can't afford it. That's why he was working for such a shit company.
Your Honor.
Your lawyer already made his final statement. I'm just asking a question. Well, your representative.
But
Okay,
on behalf
you
of my
can
client
continue
here,
your statement.
the false charges, the quote-unquote false charges that were made, were applied to him at the day of sentencing. Therefore, it was put in the press. It gave my client a bad look to the rest of the community. His wife and kids left him. He lost his job. Now he has to go to meetings for depression and anxiety. He has to do community service around here. He has no time to himself. He has no friends and family left that'll speak to him. He's gone through a lot of mental issues since this has been applied to him. And if the charges come back to be false, sir, they ruined my client's reputation for no reason. And you said that they dropped the charges. So therefore, his reputation's been ruined over nothing.
Objection.
Well, I do have one question as well. If he had
Yes,
no
Your Honor.
money, and he was working at a shit low-rate job, as you guys state, I don't see that being worth $2 million in my opinion.
Right, but his pain and suffering, sir, is worth $2 million.
I mean, wouldn't he already be in pain and suffering if he was already living like that anyway?
Well, Your Honor, he still had his family, he still had his friends and his children, but now they don't want anything to do with him. And now he's being accused of being a murderer from the public. No one wants to hire someone that has false murder charges on his record. And the jury here, if you could understand where I'm coming from, now whenever my client gets out of here, it's going to be a lot harder for him to find a job due to the fact of having a criminal record and false charges put on him that's all over the press. He's lost his friends and family. He has nothing to live for anymore. He goes to these meetings. He's in pain and suffering. And these fellows here just quite don't seem to understand the fact that the charges that we found that were in the books for his warrants, there was only 2. My client was charged with way over 2 charges. They put the murder weapon on him. They've done all this. They've made this seem like he's such a bad person, but in reality, he just wakes up in the morning and pisses excellence just like the rest of us, okay? There was 5 incorrect charges made.
What are you guys pointing at?
I'm putting my hand up, Your Honor. I have a question.
For what reasoning?
Sir, you can't. You've made your final statement, sir.
Yeah, the jury can't take into account for their decisions, but
Can
they
I
can
ask
a
something?
question.
It's up to you, Your Honor.
What are you guys gonna ask?
If the client has proof that the company gave him a machete.
You're in the jury. You can't speak. I don't even. You.
Your Honor, if you would, sir, here, could my fellow lawyers here be
Sorry, Your
dismissed
Honor,
from the
this
case?
is his first court case.
Can I
Objection.
what? Sorry.
I would like these two fellow lawyers here to be dismissed from the case.
Why are you objecting your own? Yeah, get them out of here. You're a horrible representative if you're going to object a fellow lawyer on your team.
All
I
right, Your
still
Honor.
want to get paid, Goaty.
And as we were here, Sean Perry did indeed get in contact with me. I received an email from him stating that he would have been a little bit late. So I can indeed get him here at present time if you would allow me to, if I could just make a quick phone call.
Do you guys want Sean Perry here to make a statement for the defendants?
Negative.
Well, Your Honor, they just asked if the owner of the company could be brought here, and that is the owner of the company, so I'm trying to bring him here for their sake.
I mean, it could go really bad for you if he comes in here. I'm going to let you know that.
Well, you see, it's not my life I got to worry about. I'm just trying to get him out of
Let's
trouble.
ask
I'm not
him.
trying to put him more in it.
Do you want to take the risk of this man coming in here?
What's the risk? What's the risk, sir? I don't
See-
understand.
You see, Your Honor, I'm just trying to bring him in here to provide proof that he did indeed supply you with the machete, because then that charge would be dropped if they supplied you with the machete, sir.
I do believe that might be him, sir. See,
Oh,
yeah,
that
I don't
right
mind
there
them,
is
them coming in here,
Sean
sir,
Perry's right
but-
there, sir.
But Your Honor, see, just a minute ago, one of the officers wanted Sean Perry in here, and now they don't. Does that not seem suspicious to you?
Well, it's because you guys are now trying to bring him in after they made their final statement.
It's fine, so I don't mind him coming in.
Well, Your Honor, they also did ask just now if I could bring him here, so that's their own problem. They made their final statement too soon.
Go ahead. Let him talk.
All right. Cody,
You
could
can
you
get off the stand.
Could you step down from the stand, please? I'm gonna go ahead and bring Sean up here.
Yes, sir.
I am also a co-worker of Khalil.
Your name isn't
Hey,
Sean. I don't care who you are.
Hey, Sean Perry, could you come up to the stand, please?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
No problem.
Thank you. Good evening, Your Honor.
All right.
Hold on. Put your hands up. Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
On the gang? Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. So, Sean Perry here. I have discovered that you were indeed my client's boss here. You owned the company that he was working
Yeah.
for. Did you indeed supply him with a machete to do his work with because of lack of resources at the company?
Fuck yeah, man. I mean, yes, sir. It's just, you know, excavating sap. It's work, you know, and I don't got the resources for it, and he was cheap labor, so I just gave him a machete, and I said, do what you gotta do.
All right, Your Honor. There's the statement we needed. He was indeed
I
supplied
have a
by
couple
the,
questions.
company. Yeah, go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
How much was this machete that you gave this man to use?
I got it from Below and 5 for $4.86.
And how much do you think it would cost for a tap that you can put in and drain all the sap out of a tree?
I've looked into it, sir, and it's way beyond my fiscal means for my company.
Okay, but what about your physical means for yourself? Do you put more money into that than your own company that could benefit you in the long run?
I want my workers
Have Well, have you ever heard of this statement that you have to spend money to make money, sir?
I have, sir. And we have to make money to spend money, sir.
Okay, but how are you going to make money if you're not spending the money that you have on the proper resources for
I
the
have
people?
I have other businesses I'm into. I'm just starting out in this industry, and we're starting off slow. I'm not
Well,
really
if you're starting out in this
knowledgeable.
industry, shouldn't you do your research before you even attempt to hire anybody?
Your Honor.
This is true, sir. This is true, but you know, I used to get some tell him I gave him a machete. Not gonna lie to you, sir. It's poor business practice, but it is what it is. He got paid for his job. That's all that matters at the end of the day. And I fired him because they said he's a murderer. That's crazy. You don't need murderers there. Not in my workplace. It's a danger. Danger to my coworkers. Well, his coworkers, ex-coworkers, my employees.
Mm-hmm. And what are these other businesses you say you conduct?
Yeah, I got a car dealership in Vice City, and medical marijuana. I'm currently a grower.
No show.
Excuse me? Anybody say something?
So you work in the medical marijuana industry and you own a car dealer in another place, but you can't afford
Your Honor.
taps.
I didn't say I can't. Well, the physical company can't afford taps. My other resources can, and we don't dibble and dabble in money, sir. So
But don't you start a company with your own money? You do not,
See,
right?
Your
yes,
Honor.
sir.
I mean,
I am a
ask the,
cheapskate, sir. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Could I ask here Sean Perry some questions, Your Honor?
go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. So, Sir Sean, he was indeed accused of being a murderer. You are correct. At any point in
Yeah.
time at his workplace, did he seem to be suspicious in any way towards you?
No, I mean not until they said he killed a cop. Like I don't need that energy around me.
Correct, I understand that. But before they stated that he was a murderer,
Say that again, Mr. Hank.
Since he was indeed fired from your workplace, before the charges of being a murderer were placed on him, were there any hints or anything that set it off towards you that he may be a murderer?
No. Not really. I mean, one time
Okay.
I asked him for a piece of his sandwich. He said no, and I was like, God damn, that guy's a piece of shit. Other than that, he did his job.
So he showed up to work every day on time?
Shit, he tried to clock in early one time. I'm like, motherfucker. I mean, excuse me, sir. No, I told him he can't clock in early. He tried to do that twice.
Okay. So there were no indications towards you, sir, that he may be a murderer until after.
No, if
the
anything,
fact.
he was a hard worker.
Okay, Your Honor. And what would you say his work was worth to you?
Shit, the $10 an hour I gave him.
$10 an hour you gave him. Okay. So
Yep.
was my defendant here indeed working hard for his money, perhaps harder than you were paying?
And in the week that he was there, I planned to put him on the schedule for more hours the next week.
Okay, and how many hours was he working at this time?
The week I started him off with 25.
Started him off with 25, and you say that you were going to bump his hours up in the next week?
I was gonna bump his hours up, and I was probably gonna give him like a 15-cent raise or some shit. You know, motivation is key.
Okay, so then he would have been bumped up to 10.15 an hour plus 40 hours.
Yeah, and then
I'm
40
gonna,
hours
you
plus.
do know that's under minimum wage, correct?
Yep. He's a convicted felon. Nobody's gonna hire him.
So you know that's unlawful practice of a business, right?
Your
Am
Honor,
I on
feel
trial or
like,
is he on
these
trial?
questions are irrelevant.
I mean, you kind of are. You're at the stand right now.
Listen,
Your
you
your
can come-
statements influence the decision of the jury on this man over here.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, sir. I'm paying this guy. I am indeed paying this guy $10 an hour.
And I do have one
It's
other
under the table
question.
work, Your
I don't
Honor.
mean to interrupt. I don't mean to interrupt this either.
And he also gets commission.
If it's okay, but see, you're firing him over a pretense that hasn't been proven fully yet, and you're also firing him on the pretense of a criminal
I
background.
know.
which
I
he's
fired him. I
but he's
fired
been
him 'cause he
arrested for
missed
a criminal
work.
background. Okay, but see,
I fired him because he missed work. And then, okay, he
Did he
has
try
a
to-
criminal
did he try to-
background, sir.
okay,
but
but
he
then why
wasn't
did
a
you hire
murderer.
him? Okay, but see, did
He
you
wasn't
give
a
him the
murderer
chance to try
before
to
that, sir.
contact you while he's in prison?
So with a charge like murder over your head, that's a dangerous environment for my other employees, and I just can't risk that.
Yeah, you can leave the stand now. I think you've had enough.
Okay,
think
Your
I
Honor,
need
besides
more.
all the other facts is the fact that we did indeed prove we brought his boss up here and the company owner, and he did state that he supplied my defendant with the machete.
Yeah, but I don't recall the machete being used for murder or anything. So, what I think we should do
Correct,
is
but
let
they
the
were trying
jury
to
go
charge him
decide.
with possession of a deadly weapon. So therefore, it can't be a
Um,
deadly weapon if it was supplied by his employer.
It can still be a deadly weapon even if it was supplied by somebody.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
Your Honor, I'd like to speak.
Do you want to speak or do you want the jury to go make their decision?
Excuse
Just
me.
fucking let him make the decision. You lost,
They can,
okay?
they
It's
can
over
make
with.
the decision, sir.
You're done. You spoke
Okay,
too
well,
much.
making this
You gave me
worse.
faulty information. I'm sick of this.
The jury can head to
How
the
do you
back and
lie
make
to
the
a lawyer?
decision.
How do you lie to a lawyer?
Then
How do
lie.
you expect me to come in here
This
and
is
prove you
Listen,
not
listen,
guilty
listen,
when you
listen.
give me
You
false
think
information?
just because the officers over there are lying, you think that I gave you faulty information?
Fucking faulty information,
right.
motherfucker.
The verdict that the jury have come to is that the law enforcement of the city is not guilty of the charges. Due to lack
What?
of evidence.
You're lying, dog. You are such a liar. You bald-headed Steve Harvey-looking piece of crap. Why are you lying for?
Due-
I advise you to
my
shut
God.
the hell up.
Put him out, Goldie. I'll
This
knock
is
him out
the
for
court,
you.
Hey, Your Honor, since we already have a line of defense here, could we just begin my case of suing this bastard?
Alright, guys, you have a good one. See you guys later.
Oh,
No,
now
you
he's
got
telling
the
me
detain
to
him,
go to the courtroom.
officer. Well, what happened?
Well,
Hey,
I guess,
Your Honor, leave.
I'm confused.
I guess that's it,
Go
guys.
ahead, I guess.
Your
Everybody
Honor.
else is.
Thank
Wait,
you.
who the
Yeah,
fuck
Your
is
Honor.
on?
Hey,
I
Well-
didn't do anything. I didn't make the.
Jerry,
Ow.
I would
All right,
like to
guys.
thank you so much for taking
That's the
our side
end.
and making sure
I guess he
We didn't
he
say
lost
anything.
his
Can I-
court case,
can I-
and that's where
We
we're
had the
gonna end it,
court
guys.
case.
If you
Okay,
guys
so
enjoyed watching
I
this
just wanna let
court
you guys
case a
know
little
that I
different
wasn't supplied with
on
any
the
evidence that I
outside
came
or
up
like
with
the
was
inside
in the back of my
actually
hand.
of Redline, let me know in the comments below. We'll do some more like inside. Maybe we'll like see the other sides of maybe things
I was,
in Redline for you guys. But thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next episode. So peace out, guys.
What?
Let's go.
Wait, let me in. Wait, push. Drive. Yeah, baby, we're gonna party tonight.
Go.
Onto the PD, we're gonna